Today, we're taking on that ever controversial topic, administrative support for fundraisers. Many nonprofit leaders don't want to spend any money here, but the truth is, the cost of hiring admin support is a drop in the bucket compared to the revenue you're losing if your fundraisers are busy addressing envelopes instead of engaging with their donors. So today on the podcast, in traditional Veritas Group fashion, Richard and I are going to offer up some numbers and stories to help illustrate the economic impact of hiring back-end office support for fundraisers.
Welcome to the Nothing But Major Gifts podcast from Veritas Group, featuring Richard Perry and Jeff Schreifels. Twice a month, we bring you the latest and best thinking about major gift fundraising, so you can develop authentic relationships with your major donors. Here are your hosts, Richard and Jeff.
Welcome to the podcast. I have Richard Perry with me, and today we're covering that controversial topic of administrative support for mid-major and planned giving officers. And Richard, why is this topic so controversial?
Well, I tell you, we've been beating on this drum for years, but I mean, it's fundamentally because leaders and managers, they just don't want to pay for it. They don't think it's necessary. So they just don't do it, and they don't support it. And while they do all of that, they're hiring their own administrative support. This is what's so interesting to me, so that they can take care of their own support needs. So it's so interesting, Jeff. They justify it for themselves.
Yeah.
But boy, they cannot see why a mid-major and planned giving officer needs administrative support.
It's so crazy. And
it is.
The result is that all these mid-major and planned giving frontline fundraisers are distracted from the donor contact because they're doing all this administrative work.
Exactly.
And it seems to me that would have an economic consequence, wouldn't it?
Well, absolutely. Yes, it does. I mean, okay, think about it this way. I mean, this is just pure logic.
Yeah.
The less time a frontline fundraiser spends with the donor, the less opportunity there is to present the need that matches the donor's passions and interests. And therefore there's less interaction. Yeah. And then therefore there's less asks. And all of that means less response and less revenue. I mean, if you just think about it logically, you can't come to any other conclusion. I mean, frequency of contact and presentation does affect the economic result.
I mean, absolutely it does, which is why we get so wound up about this.
I know.
I mean, if you are at all interested in the money, like not spending it so you can have more, then why would you not spend the money to get more money? I mean, this is why we keep talking about this subject, because it's so important.
I know. This is crazy. I mean, we've written a lot about this, and we have actually 2 podcasts.
Yeah, this is not the first time we talked about this.
I know. There's 2 podcasts that, if you're listening now, you really should listen to these, because they give more information on making the case for administrative support with your manager. And the links there are in the show notes, so you can go and check them out. I mean, these are really good, solid content on this topic.
All right. Well, that's good stuff. So make sure you click on those links. I think the one question that folks might be asking is this: what does an admin person actually do for the frontline fundraiser that they can't do?
Well, I mean, it's all the back office work that is not donor facing. I mean, that's conceptually the way to look at it. Whatever's not donor facing, then somebody in the back office can do reports, research, handling, mailing, scheduling, any activity the frontline fundraiser does not have to do, so that they have more time to be with donors. I mean, quite honestly, it's about that simple. I mean, we do have a chart that outlines the details of that, who should be doing what.
Yeah.
And you can receive that if you just click, there's a link in the show notes as well, then you'll be able to get it and download it. But
a lot of show notes.
A lot of show notes. Go to those links, because that's a really good chart that'll help you kind of visualize and put meat on the bones on this topic. But Here's the other question people ask. Is the economic value gained by having an administrative person worth the economic return? I mean, what's that answer?
Well, okay. Well, let me set up some context before I answer that. One of our clients, they're a small nonprofit. They have about 215 active major donors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They've calculated that on average, those donors give 2 donations per year.
Yep.
All right. So that's 430 gifts that requires a personalized thank you recognition of something.
Yep.
So the amount of labor to acquire that's really required to properly service those 430 gifts. I mean, you got to create, produce, mail, and all that stuff. And in many cases, sometimes you package a gift if that's appropriate. That can reach about 200 plus hours a year just for that.
Yep.
And this is just the surface of what happens in the back office of a good major gift program.
I mean, it's just one thing. I mean, so you're saying just the thank you process alone, just that piece, the thank you process, gobbles up a bunch of time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. But there's so much else that happens, isn't there? I mean, so much more back office work that is not donor facing.
Yeah. There's the donor research, there's reports for management, organizing contact with donors, securing info from finance and programs so the frontline fundraiser can produce an ask, or using the same information to tell the donor they made a difference. All of that work can be done by an admin support person.
I mean, that's a ton of work.
It's huge. Yes. And that is the point of all of this.
Yep.
That's why we get all wound up. If you have a frontline fundraiser doing all of that work, it will eat up at least a third, if not, I would say half of their time.
Yeah.
We run in this all the time. And that is the time that they will not be spending with donors.
Yep.
So what this means is there's an opportunity for contact, engagement, stewardship, and ask that totally gets lost.
Mm-hmm.
So do the math. If you have 150 qualified donors, but you're only serving 100 or 75 of them properly, what is the value of those 50 to 75 that's lost? Believe me, it's a lot more than the cost of an admin person.
I know it really is. Okay, I get it. So let's say an administrative person costs 60 to 70 a year. Now that's not just the compensation; it's all costs in. So it's all 60 to 70. Yep. So you're saying that by saving that money, the organization is losing far more from the donors that are not properly reached and touched.
Yeah, I would say, that amount could be anywhere from 100,000 to $500,000 or even more. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay, Jeff. Now someone listening might be saying, all right, guys, now hold on. You're just making numbers up. Who said that amount, that's the amount that's lost? You just pulled that out of your head.
Yeah, I did pull that out of my head, but it's pure logic. If you think about this, if you distract a staff member from the core revenue generating activity of donor contact, you most definitely negatively affect the result. So that means less revenue. And in our experience, that shift can be anywhere between a 20 to 30% drop or way more than you will pay for admin support.
Yeah, I know. We know that. I mean, it's interesting to me that it's easier for leaders and managers to justify, administrative support for non-revenue generating jobs in their organization than it is to support giving frontline fundraisers that support. I mean, this is so interesting, isn't it?
It totally is. I mean, I think I think the leadership, they just think, well, this, they should be doing all this stuff. And if they're busy, if I see them in the office, that's a good thing. No, it's a bad thing. They need to be out with donors.
Exactly.
They need to be in front of those folks. You know what is right, and you know what to do. So do it, right? Support your frontline fundraisers with admin support. It will pay off for your organization. Now, the other thing you can do, if you're a leader or manager right now, or even if you're an MGO, you got to pick up our latest book. It's not just about the donor, because this book will lead you through a bunch of not only this management principle of having admin support, but a bunch of others that we've learned over the years in managing major gift programs. So you can pick that up on Amazon.com. Just enter the title. It's not just about the donor in the search bar, and you'll find it there. Amazon.com. So, Richard, this has been a fun conversation.
Oh, I know. I hope we convinced somebody, because it's like you can get way more revenue for your really good cause in your program if you just take this step. It's actually not going to cost you more. You're going to actually develop more net revenue if you take this advice.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining us for the Nothing But Major Gifts podcast from Veritas Group. Richard and Jeff also write an ongoing blog that you can subscribe to for free at veritasgroup.com. Please join us again next time.